We saw the videos.
Follow directions.
Step by step.
This is
Gave it a shot. All right, so she's 11. Okay, so our recipe that we're using today is one I pulled off of Facebook, and we are doing a recipe of homemade Mexican churros. It seems to, when I watch the video, it looks basically like a pate choux dough, which is like a cream puff dough, but this is fried and then rolled in sugar. So we will see how tasty it is.
I'm sure it'll be good.
It probably will.
Yeah, so.
Alright, here we go.
Alright, I'm going to turn my burner on medium.
Mini.
Butter.
Butter.
Water. Teaspoon of vanilla.
Vanilla.
Quarter teaspoon of salt.
Why do you have vanilla on butter?
It's just going to all melt together. And then but I don't obviously melt as fast as the video. So it was a teaspoon of vanilla, a quarter teaspoon of salt, half of a cup of butter, which we used which is 1 stick, and I did use regular butter, not margarine, and 1 cup of water. I started with warm water, that way it won't take as long to heat up. Somebody's face is a little too close to our burner. So we will let this melt and we will get right back with you. Alright,
melted.
I turned my heat up just a little bit because there's nothing in here that'll hurt. Just basically needed to get everything melted and bring it to a simmer. A simmer is just under a boil, and that is what we have here. So I'm going to turn my heat off.
Yeah.
Scooch this over. I'm going to add my 1 cup of flour. It's going to be kind of a thick base here.
And I won't be able to see it right there.
And don't get too close. I'm trying to get all the
butter.
The flour mixed in properly.
Yeah, butter.
I still got some chunks of flour. I may have some popped out on me. Maybe I should have sifted my flour. Looks pretty good though. I'm going to add eggs one at a time. And as I add each one, I'm supposed to mix it.
Scrambled eggs.
Mix it in here completely.
Yeah, it's like scrambled eggs.
Supposed to get it mixed in completely between each egg.
Incorporate.
Incorporate.
1 more egg. It takes 3 eggs.
3 eggs. No, it actually takes 1, 2, 3, 4.
I guess technically this is a little dissimilar to the pate choux, only because there's no sugar in it, and I believe my last dough I used took cream or milk, but it's a completely similar technique. Last egg. This time I want to make sure it's very, very well combined. My stirrer's getting tired. My stirring arm.
I think that's all of those ingredients. Now, soon we'll be using
I was kneading dough earlier, so now my arm's tired. Alright. Looks like we got everything incorporated, and now it's time for the magic. I snap my fingers.
Nope, didn't catch it.
Oh, snap my fingers. Where's the camera? Okay. And it's magically in my pastry bag. So I'm going to use a rubber spatula. Get it all off my wooden spoon.
Magically in your pastry
I have a pastry bag, and I have a 1M tip in here that looks like a pretty good size.
That's all.
And I have a nice big pastry bag so I can actually fit all of my dough in here at once.
Then it'll be all shaped like ice cream.
Also, if you don't have a pastry bag, you can just use
plastic bag.
a big zip, yeah, a big Ziploc bag.
Cut the corner.
Technically, you don't have to have the tip either.
Yeah.
In the video, it specifically says to have your pacer bag fitted with a large star tip, but you don't have to. It can be like a tubular shape. I'm sure it's not going to affect it. But I, of course, have all my supplies anyway, so. Alright. And we have our oil heated up over here in our deep fryer.
27.
Okay, Liam, honey, we have a deep fryer, so we're going to go ahead and just use our deep fryer instead of a pan. And actually, I should have pre-thought of this and had this taken out, but that's okay. That's alright. Alright, I'm going to squeeze it into strips in the oil. Per the video, I need to cut the strips.
It's not very clean, but it's alright.
It was clean oil, and we used it once, so for the video, I need to squeeze this in and then cut the strips off. I'm right-handed. I can't use scissors with my left hand, but I can't squeeze my bag with my left hand either. So Brian, if you're gonna have to snip my snip my ends. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze into the oil. Snip for me. All right, it says use a few pieces at a time. You got them in the oil there. You got a good shot?
Maybe.
All right, let's do 4 at a time. It says 2 to 4 minutes. I feel like that's a pretty big span. They look kind of cool.
Yeah.
Definitely look cool. Oh, it says working in batches of 3 to 5. Pipe the dough directly.
Oh my God, we just broke a log. We made 4.
Cook until the dough puffs and turns golden brown, turning halfway. Should take about 2 to 4 minutes total. So halfway of 2 minutes, that's double time. So they actually look like they're getting a little brown. Ooh,
Yeah.
they're so light. Look, this one's a letters. Look, we got all kinds of letters in here. That was about a minute on each side.
Looks like it makes it easier to turn.
Oops.
It's kind of curve like that.
Oh, they're here. I'm gonna hold your camera. I want you to feel it with the tongs, how light and fluffy they feel. Light and crispy.
Oh yeah.
They're very light. I like.
It's kind of like the Taco Bell.
Oh, cinnamon twist.
Yeah.
You mean that fast food taco restaurant?
Yeah. We use brand names.
Looking good, and these are cooking up quick too. It says 2 to 4 minutes, but that was definitely less than a minute before we had to turn it because they were definitely turning nice golden brown. Check that out, they're almost done already.
Yeah.
Alright, I think these are done. Nice and gold, crispy on each side. I'm gonna use
the number 1.
I'm gonna use my tongs and transfer them into. Usually I use a cookie sheet with paper towels, but this was already in my dish strainer. This nice cake pan, glass cake pan. Alright, so we're gonna take a pause and cook the rest of these off. While we're frying our next batch, we are supposed to roll them in cinnamon sugar while they're just able to touch. And we're gonna have a lot of them because I haven't even used half of my dough yet. So this actually made a lot. So
Yeah.
I got 1 cup of sugar in my Ziploc bag. 1 cup of sugar, and we're going to put in a teaspoon of cinnamon. Close my bag and shake it up so that mixes up really well.
Easy.
Okay. Now,
Don't be violent with it.
let's drop a couple churros in here.
Why do cops?
I said churros, not Cheerios.
Why do you keep saying arrows?
Because that's what these are called. They're called churros. Alright. And if you're going to make these often, I'd actually recommend getting a 1M tip. Like, I only pay, you can get them for like $1 or something at the store. But, are you getting me chained around the bag? Look how those look. Oh my goodness. Those look delicious. We're turning our next batch. Alright, when we have them all done, we will try them. Alright, we got our giant plate of cinnamon sugar churros made.
Yeah.
They made beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they were like all different shapes, and the kids, we had different. They look like different letters. I did learn when you're tossing them in cinnamon sugar, to be gentle because I broke a few, but they're very crispy.
Yeah.
I have a lot of cinnamon sugar left, so I figure we'll just use that on cinnamon sugar toast or something. All right, so here is. Let's see. You want to see me break it in half? Let's get this snap. Listen. Hear that snap? Look how crispy. All right. Wes, Liam, let's get. Who wants to try it first?
Me.
Oh no! Let's let Wes try it first. Hold on, Wes. Try it and tell us what you think.
It's good.
How good? Like awesome good?
Yeah, some good.
All right, Liam. Show Dad. Show Dad. Show Dad. What do you think?
Good.
How good? Very good or just okay?
Very good.
Very good? All right. Oh, they're softer than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Now, they looked light and brown and crispy. Let's see if mine had a crisp.
They're what?
I think this one didn't crunch as much. I think this one might have been slightly undercooked. Let's try this browner one here. Whoops. That one was better. It's pretty good. I feel like we should have probably cooked them longer, even though they look like they were done, because they're a little soft in the middle. Let me, here, you try yours.
We should have probably cooked them longer.
You want another one, Wes?
Yes, good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely good, and I think they would have probably been almost amazing had we cooked them just a little longer.
But taste a
I
little
like
bit
them
of the eggs.
You like them like this?
Yeah, I don't like them completely crunchy.
They're good. We made a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's no way 4 of us are gonna finish these. You can't really half the recipe though. It's hard to put 1.5 eggs. So you might want to you could third the recipe if there's 2 of you. I feel like a third of this would definitely be a good amount for 2 people. And it would go you could make them really quickly. All right, so I'm stingy on my ratings.
Yeah.
I give this recipe an 8.5.
Jinx.
And with ease, it was definitely a 9.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's definitely a 9.
what do you think?
Yeah.
You agree with my rating?
I would say a 100.
A 100?
Yeah.
Leslie, what would you give it? You're still eating them.
50 million.
50 million. That is a very high rating. All right. Homemade churros. Definitely a thumbs up.